Hey everyone, TG Watkins over at simplertrading.com, and this is your daily 5 for StockCharts TV. Let's get into it. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was the market, obviously, because it has been going down and been in some turmoil, but there have been some clear things that I was able to guide my subscribers into using the Moxie method and how I actually trade using the indicator and some moving averages. And I thought it might be advantageous to show you guys some of this so that you can see how we've taken a long trade, and then after that, I was expecting the market to fade. So the first thing is that with the NASDAQ, and I used the NASDAQ because it actually had clearer signals, and I thought that would be something that would be good to show. And back in the day, when this first started, we had right here, price popped up, and it was over a downtrending hourly 50. That's what this magenta colored line is. And it was over a downtrending moving averages. First off, you should pay attention to the direction of the moving averages. And if the moving average is going down, well, it's not really working to your favor if you're trying to go up. So just, simple stuff, but pay attention to that. You could even see that back here where price ran right into the underside of a downtrending hourly 50. The next thing I want to lead you guys to, and I talk about this all the time, are the trampoline moves. And an inverse trampoline move is when price is over the 50, but the Moxie indicator is below zero. And that's what this line is. That's the zero line. And so what that means, it's a false long or it's a bearish setup. So you definitely don't want to be long. And so what we're looking for is I was guiding the subscribers saying, hey, this is not going to be lasting. This move up, it's really just a bounce into downtrend. So either be prepared for that or step aside or go short if you need to, and we'll see if that works out. So that worked out beautifully. And then we got price that got down here pretty oversold. I think most of us were able to see that. We saw price get down to the weekly 21 and it bounced from there. The way that I saw that for the exact day that this was going to set up was over here, right there on the 15-minute time frame, where price came into an uptrending 15-minute 50, and then this was a regular trampoline move. See how price was below the 50, but the Moxie indicator was very much above zero. So just like I showed you on the hourly inverse trampoline move, this is just the opposite. This is a regular trampoline move, and that's how I could tell that price was going to be going up on that moment right there. And even by the end of the day, we had price holding the 15-minute 50. So that was looking out pretty well. We took a trade on there. And we basically got out the next morning because price shot up so well, and clearly it was getting overbought. Here's the other situation. Notice that this is yet again another inverse trampoline move. Price should not be over the 50 if the Moxie indicator is below zero. So that's why I said, hey, I can already tell you and see that if price moves up like this, it's not going to be in the right position. So we sold into that. And then what we could see is yesterday, we had price run right into, yet again, the underside of a downtrending 15-minute 50, just like this was running into the upside of the 15-minute 50. So we've been playing a lot of ping pong with this, with the market. And so that's what I wanted to show you and see how this works. Now let's jump over to NCMI. We were able to take a short trade on this one, and it took a while for this to work out, but it finally did. And so what we can see over here is that we were expecting price up here, had jumped up. It was very overbought. I wanted to see price come back down to the 50. That's typically the way that I look. I want to see price come back down to support. So the other thing that we were looking at is you could see that price was kind of putting into a top, it wasn't really going anyplace. And notice that the Moxie indicator kept going down, 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 down. And when did this thing finally break? It broke when the Moxie indicator got down to zero. So pretty good situation on that, and it headed straight back down towards the daily 50. The other thing I look at is maybe some of you guys are kind of picking up on my lingo, but this was an elf shoe on the weekly time frame. So here's the leg, here's the heel, here's the arch of the foot. And that is also why I went short, is because typically from the arch of the foot, the next thing we need to do is pull back to the low area and do the ball of the foot before we can even consider going up like that. So there were a lot of things here telling me that there was NCMI was most likely to go down. Now, another one that I'm looking at, I have this one and the one after this. Two different sectors, but I find them interesting that they're trading very, very similarly. So this is an ETF for the travel tech sector, technology for the travel, like Uber and Airbnb and that kind of stuff. And what I've been noticing is you get this first move of price crossing over the 50, but then it's been getting held up by the daily 200. And just like NCMI, like the previous slide, I'm wondering, I typically look for price to come back down to support. And so I'm wondering if price is eventually going to come back down to the daily 50. And notice that the daily 50 is starting to trend up. The Moxie indicator is above zero. All that's looking pretty good. So if it does come down there, I'd like to see if it actually holds it. But for right now, it's getting resistance here. And we can also see that resistance here on the hourly chart in very much the same way that NCMI had, to where price is trying up here, can't really go much further. And look at the Moxie indicator. It keeps trending down, down, down until it's getting to zero. And this thing could be out of gas. So I am watching for a pullback on away. So something similar, different sector, nothing super related, but also kind of travel. And I'm finding it very interesting that they look pretty quite similar to each other. You can see here's Jets. It's the ETF for the airlines. And you can see that price has crossed over the daily 50, just like away. And it too is also running into resistance here at the daily 200. And you can see it has also been starting to pull back closer to the daily 50, an uptrending daily 50, along with the Moxie indicator above zero. I mean, two completely different sectors of stocks. Yes, kind of travel, entertainment related, maybe needing COVID to go away. Maybe that's how they're related, but almost identically to the same pattern that's going on. So I do want to see how much further these are going to be coming down into the daily 50. And then if they can hold the daily 50, then we can take a move back up to the upside like that. And as far as the hourly chart with the Moxie indicator, you can see price tried going higher, but notice it did it on a lower high for the Moxie indicator. And what this indicates to me is that price was trying to go higher on less energy, and that's the negative divergence. And you can see that this thing has been moving down as the Moxie indicator gets closer and closer to zero. All right, then we get into the last one. One of the few bullish areas that I've actually been seeing is uranium. And, we had this really crazy move back here that I think a lot of people were kind of caught off and surprised by of what's going on with that. And so, okay, I missed that. And I'm just waiting for price to come back down to some sort of area, to some sort of support. And so I've been watching this. The first area that I want to show you is the inverse trampoline move, which is basically tells us that, what, price is not quite ready to go up. And so what we can see is right here, we've got the inverse trampoline move. Price was over the hourly 50, but the Moxie indicator was below zero. So just like those couple of examples that I showed you earlier, that is not the quite right time to get in because price should not be over the 50 if the indicator is below zero. So I've been watching this thing as it just kind of keeps meandering around. And then you can see I put a line here as it looks like that might be a double bottom. And then we do have the Moxie indicator continuing to move up as price is going sideways. And then I start reverting to the 15-minute to see when exactly this might be working out. So right here, we can see price finally got over the 15-minute 50. We've got the Moxie indicator moving up like this, and we've got the Moxie indicator pretty tight. And I looked at it this morning, this thing is actually up pretty nicely today. So it's been working out. The double bottom has held. The positive divergence worked out. And so this thing looks like it's doing well, but just want to make sure you didn't get into that first false long right there with that inverse trampoline move. All right, so that is your Daily 5. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And, we do this every few weeks. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about me, you can come over here. We're going to be having the links out there ready for you. We have the newsletter that I write twice a week. You guys can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, see what I'm up to and the kind of pictures that I post. And then if you're interested in the Moxie Mastery, which is the alert service that we provide over here at Simpler Trading, we do live trading. So I put out live alerts so that you guys can see exactly what I'm up to and what I'm trading. You can see that over here. And then once a month, we do live trading. So I get out on the mic for about 2 hours, talk to you guys, answer all your questions. And then I do hang out in the chat room. So we got an interactive Q&A. And then we got lots of member downloads. We got lots of informative educational stuff that once you become a member, it's all accessible for you. And then I post every trade that I do take. And then again, we spoke about that newsletter. So if you guys are interested, come over here and check that out. Once again, thanks for tuning in. And that was your Daily 5.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.